Welcome to the MS Gym podcast, where we give you the tools to live life by design, not by diagnosis. I'm your host, Brooke Slick, and here we go. Hi, everyone. In today's episode, I have the good fortune of talking with Causso Moore of My Struggle is My Strength. He's an Atlanta-based MS activist, motivational speaker, and social media powerhouse. Whether you find him on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or on his own website, his raw online content, where he shares his own struggles and triumphs living with MS, as well as others around the globe, is a go-to resource for inspiration, mindset work, and perspective. If you need a kick in the ass to get you moving, if you're looking for some light on a dark MS day, if you need to be reminded that MS isn't the end for you, just a new chapter, keep listening, because Causso is going to set you straight. Causso Moore, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
You know, I when I approached the person who does my scheduling, I said to her, is there anybody out there that's really sticking out to you these days? Somebody that's really motivating you? She's like, do you know Causso Moore? I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't, but
Yeah.
I did, and I do. So what I did, I said, well, where do you follow him? And she said, well, I listen to him on Facebook. And I'm like, okay, let me look him up on Facebook. So I go to your Facebook page, and I'm like, I know this guy, but
Yeah.
I don't know you under Causso Moore.
Okay.
I know you from Instagram, and
Okay.
your handle on Instagram is MS is MS but it doesn't stand for what it seems like it stands for. It's My Struggle is My Strength.
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it's MS is MS on Instagram. And I was
Right.
like, cool. I see this guy's stuff all the time. So,
Yeah.
of course, I needed to do a little research. And I went on and I started scrolling through your Instagram. And I get to this one point where I'm like, wait a minute, that's a video from my Instagram. And I'm like, am I on the wrong stream here?
Yeah. All right.
Wait a minute. He shared my walking video, my 6.5 year. And the more I got to looking at it, you don't share just you and your struggles. You're sharing
Right.
victories and the struggles of so many others who are
Yeah.
online. And it's awesome. The
Thank you.
stories vary all the time, depending on
Right. Yeah.
Now, tell me about your MS journey a little. When were you diagnosed and with what kind of MS?
I was diagnosed in 2008. I was initially diagnosed with relapse remitting, and I was just told at the end of last year that my MS has gone into the secondary stage.
Okay.
Which is kind of baffling because of my progression in terms of, I work out so much and I feel like I am not in the secondary stage, but according to my doctor, my neurologist, that is what he has stated. So that is where I'm in terms of my progression. But it's been a roller coaster. It's been ups and downs. It's been challenges. Um, my biggest challenge was, I guess you could say, when I kind of hit rock bottom 2 years ago, when I had like the biggest flare up of my life, and I couldn't do anything. I could barely get dressed. I could barely walk, and it has been an upscale battle to try to get back at my I guess my plateau or my standard or my usual way
Right.
of living.
Like your
Yeah,
baseline.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, what treatment do you take? A particular DMD, disease modifying drug?
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you?
I'm taking Ocrevus,
Okay.
which that has tremendously helped me. And like with my energy, my stamina, just with my everyday living, I'm able to do a whole lot more with that medicine, and also just with my mindset and with my attitude, my perspective. That plays a huge role in it, and just my working out. I work out so much that has helped me a lot.
Now, were you always, I call it a gym rat. Were you always a gym rat, or did you start doing that after you were diagnosed?
I was always athletic, playing basketball, playing sports. I've always been that way. So that has kind of been natural for me to do. And so like working out was like I don't know, kind of like my second nature. But it took me on a mental level to I guess adjust to working out, because when I initially started working out, I was bringing in my cane, I was bringing my walker, that type of thing. That was an adjustment because of, I was focused on what other people, their perspective, how they kind of saw me, but it was really how I saw myself.
Yeah.
And it really wasn't the way that I was thinking. And people would say, "Hey, Causso, you're very inspirational. You motivated me. Thank you for coming in here." And that was like the linchpin to really got me getting back in the gym more consistently, because of the reaction that I was getting from those individuals that saw me.
And I got to tell you, the cool thing about the videos that you post of you working out, you don't just show the pretty stuff.
Right.
It's for real. You
Yeah.
know, it's not just, oh, look at Causso, he's so strong. It's also, look at Causso struggling but doing it anyway, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you have no
Yeah.
problem showing what clonus looks like, or,
Yeah.
just the little things that you're working out, but you're also battling all the little symptoms that come with MS, and
Exactly.
you're doing it through that. And I appreciate that, because it just like any, people without a chronic disease, or with one or not, they try to pretty up the Instagram feed, um,
Yeah.
so you see the best of the best. And some
Right.
days you might have a fantastic day and you're going to post a fantastic workout, but you're posting the other
Yeah.
stuff too. And I appreciate that. So,
Oh, no problem, no problem. I mean, I think people have to see the not so good side. I think we try to put our best foot forward and show the good side, and it's like, well, there are times when I don't have good days. There are times when I don't feel like working out. There's times when I struggle, and I want to show that, because that's reality. That's my
yes,
life, and so I want to put my life out there to show other people. It's like, look, there's other people that have MS that may not have the inspirational motivation to get to the gym to work out. So I kind of want to show them, like, look, this is my story. This is the way that I do it. I don't always feel like doing it, but I do it anyway, because I'm committed to the process of getting better, because I know I'm going to eventually get better and get much stronger, which I have gotten much better and gotten much stronger. So I just wanted to show everybody, like, look, this is how it's done, and these are my good days, and I just put my life out there.
well, here's something else. As I was scrolling through all of your posts, that caught my eye, and it was, you do put some inspirational quotes up, but they're not, in the MS space we see a lot of the same MS type quotes, but these
Yeah.
were not MS specific. But I knew, because I'm a follower of this person, I knew where those quotes were coming from, and I was like, yes. And what they were Joe Dispenza quotes about
Yes.
mindset. And
Yes.
I'm all about mindset. Like, that is my whole thing. And I'm like addicted to his content. I've read
Yeah.
every book, watched every video multiple times,
Yeah.
and I do believe, just like, Trevor in the MS gym, it's all about neuroplasticity
Right.
physically.
Yeah.
Dr. Joe's about neuroplasticity mentally.
Mentally.
The
Right. Exactly.
rebuilding, and I was like, yes, this guy, I love this guy already. Meaning
Thank
you.
you.
Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
yeah,
But Joe,
and
Joe Dispenza is. I didn't mean to cut you off, but Joe Dispenza is a phenomenal doctor, and with his philosophy and everything that he's doing with this practice, and that is the reality. The reality is you can't go anywhere until you go head first. Until
yeah,
you change your mindset, anything won't change. That's with MS, without MS, whatever your condition is. If you can't change your mindset, then you can't change your life. You can't change your condition, because everything starts in the mind first. Yeah.
right. And I think a lot of us who are positive, or like to remain positive. I'm one of those people, I get grief for it sometimes. It's like, okay, just being positive isn't going to cure my MS. Well, no, it's
No,
not. It's not.
mm-mm,
But
no,
I know for sure being negative isn't going to help you.
it's not. You're right.
So
You're absolutely
it's
right.
like you got to look at both sides of that mindset thing. It's like,
Yeah,
fine. It doesn't mean you can sit there and say, cure my MS, cure my, I get it. I get it.
yeah,
But
yeah.
the negative thoughts are sure as heck not going to help you a single bit.
No,
So
not not
it's
at
a
all.
choice.
Not at all. Yeah, yeah. That I put one thing on my Instagram. I may have put it on my Twitter, but the statement that I made is your perspective is your responsibility,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
there's the that is the bottom line, because you can't put the responsibility on someone else to change the way that you think. The way that you think is totally absolutely up to you.
Right. I mean, that's the
Yeah,
one thing, your mindset is the one thing that you can control because
right.
MS sometimes is, or seemingly not controllable. It's got its own agenda for you, but you can control what you think about it, how you react to it, how
Absolutely.
so
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? I've noticed that since I'm working out so much, I'm not as pessimistic in comparison to when I first started working out. Um I have more energy. I'm way much stronger in terms of my gait. So
yeah,
there are benefits to working out, if you have the ability to work out, and if you don't, then you can just do what's in your ability to do.
just move. It
Right.
doesn't have to be weightlifting, just move,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, tell me this. I mean, if you think about it, where do you think where do you think you would be right now if you didn't work out?
If I didn't work out and if I didn't have my perspective the way that I do, I would probably um I probably would just let MS take over, and let it control me, and let it do what it wants to do, versus me taking the initiative and me being in control and me doing what I feel is in my power and what I feel is in my ability to change and do. So I would be the complete opposite of what I am now, because I was there. I was in a very dark space, um, probably 2 or 3 years ago, probably 3 years ago, and it took me a while to get out of that. And it wasn't until I made that decision to say, hey, I was like literally at a crossroads, and I was like, it's either now or never. You're going to change now, or it's never going to happen. And I made that decision, and that's when everything changed for me.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. That would be a good New Year's resolution for somebody. Like it's now or
Yeah,
never. Let's make
right,
this decade the best one. You know,
exactly,
decade where I
exactly.
take control of my MS instead of
Yeah,
letting it constantly control me.
yeah.
So that's awesome. Can you tell me how often and how long do you work out?
Wow. This may blow your mind, but I have a personal trainer,
Okay,
and um, I was working out at the gym that I normally work out at, and this one guy, he came up to me and then he says, I like your fight, and I'm a trainer, and I want to be your trainer, and I want to train you at my gym.
cool.
So I said, okay, well, this is a great opportunity for me to, I felt like I could do it. I felt like I had the energy to do it. So on his days, well, not on no, I go to his gym probably 3 times out of a week. I go to his gym, which is typically in the morning time, and then I leave from his gym, and then I go to my gym and do my own workout. And yeah, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Okay.
I work out at his gym for probably 45 minutes to an hour. Then I go to my gym and I work out maybe 2 or 3 hours. And I'm there. It's not just a straight. 2 or 3 hours workout, I'm there, I'm socializing, I'm working out, I'm taking breaks. It's not just a consistent workout. And of course, I get tired? I get tired. I take my break, and I don't overdo it. And I had to build to get to that point. It wasn't just a straight transition. I had to take little steps, little steps, little steps,
Right.
and build up to that point. So now I'm working out 4 days out of a week max. Some weeks I do work out 5 days, but other I have to just see how my body feels and kind of make that decision from there.
And I think that's important that you mentioned that you had to do it in steps. I think a lot of people are just looking for a miracle. Oh, I worked out for a week and I'm not seeing anything.
Yeah,
After a week, they're going to be so sore they're not going to know what hit them. They got to
right.
give it a chance. It's like
Yeah,
you're teaching your body a whole new language because somebody screwed with the language that it used to speak.
right.
So you got to reprogram that. Um,
Absolutely.
I think that's important, that it's like it's not an overnight thing. And,
Yeah,
and you also mentioned that you are committed, and that's the thing. You have to be committed. Now, you are
yeah,
obviously all in committed. Some people might not have time to commit that much time, but not committing anything is not going to help you either. So whatever
right.
they can do at whatever speed they can do it, I think that would be the way to go. I think that's a wise choice. Um,
Absolutely.
as far as your online presence, you also have a website, mystruggleismystrength.org. Is that
Correct.
where your online presence began, or did you start with Facebook, or did you like how did that evolve?
I initially started with Facebook. I did a documentary, just kind of telling my story. I actually have, I think it's two documentaries that's on there. But my initial documentary, I kind of just wanted to tell my story and to, kind of give people insight to what was going on in my life. Because for a while, I was ashamed of MS. I hid MS from everybody. So like everybody that if you weren't in like my immediate circle, you didn't really know what was really going on. I was kind of on the surface, and so I did the documentary, and it did great, and I I took it from there. I said, well, you know what? I want to be able to raise awareness for MS. What avenue can I take to help raise awareness for MS besides just looking at the documentary? So I said, you know what? Let me start a t-shirt business. And that's how everything started from there. So
And
the
I
t-shirt
love the
business.
shirts. I love the shirts, the hoodies on there. I love the logo. My struggle is my
Thank you.
strength. It's
Thank you.
awesome. Were you surprised? And I also want to mention we will have links to those documentaries and your Facebook page and your Instagram in the episode notes for anybody listening. So you'll be able to find Causso just like that. So
Thank you.
I'm kind of excited about that. Were you surprised? Because I know you have a lot of followers. Were you surprised at the interest in what you were putting out?
I was I was I was very surprised with the response to the documentary, because I didn't expect for it to get as many views as it got. It's like, wow, I have touched like 9,000 people.
Yep.
That is mind blowing. Like, wow, I I didn't expect. I kind of expected to, kind of do something, but not to the magnitude that it got.
Yeah.
And also with the support of the My Struggle is My Strength brand, I didn't. It's just I'm just still in awe right now because it is mind blowing how many people have supported and how many people really like and support what I'm doing. So that's amazing.
Well, people love the truth. And sometimes
Absolutely.
it's hard to find online. And I think we're so lucky to live in the age that we do, where you can't make, I mean, 20 years ago or even 15 years ago, like we wouldn't have been making things go viral and been able to get this kind of information at the touch of a button. Um,
Right.
so we're
Yeah.
very lucky that way. And I love the people who embrace and utilize social media as a
Yeah.
platform. I mean,
Right.
social media oftentimes gets, bashed, but not in this case. I mean, it's doing good things, and you're one of those people.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Oh, okay. Now, I noticed on either your Instagram or your Facebook that you do motivational speeches, or you have.
Right.
I mean, is that something that you do on the regular, something you'd like to do? And if so, where would people contact you if they were interested in having you as a speaker?
If people are interested in having me as a speaker, they can contact me through my email. It's my struggle, it's my strength at gmail.com. And have I done that? Yes, I have. That is one of my missions, to tell my story, to inspire others, to motivate others so they can continue to live their lives. So yes, I do motivational speeches. And actually, I just posted kind of a motivational speech this morning on my Facebook page. It's just kind of, um, I think anything can be a motivational speech if you have the words and if it's in the right context, and if you're telling people, how to go from one thing to go to another thing, um, and that's inspiring. And I try to post that as much as possible, whether it's either on my
Awesome.
Facebook or it's on my Instagram or either on my Twitter. So
Okay, that we'll include that too. I did not check out your Twitter. I'm not
okay.
I'm not good on Twitter. I'm just not. I cannot. I have an account and I just don't utilize it, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
should. I should.
yeah. It's a
Um,
it's a lot.
I was taking a look when I looked at your My Struggle is My Strength website. One of the things you mentioned on there, just to give people an idea of where you and all your efforts are going, it says, our goal is empowering individuals with information and motivating them while they're dealing with the unpredictable effects that stem from MS. Awareness is a critical first step to breaking stigma. And I think you, from what you've told me so far, initially you were struggling with that stigma. And all it took was one day at the gym, or, collective days at the gym, of saying, I can't believe I'm inspiring these people. And then it all kind of turned around for you. And you're like, I can make a difference with this.
Yeah, absolutely,
I,
absolutely.
I think that you're doing awesome things. Now, is there anything that you're working on for 2020?
Oh, wow. I mean, just more motivational speeches, more inspiring. I also did volunteer work at the food banks. I don't know if you were aware of that.
No.
More, yeah, I did volunteer work at food banks, several food banks here in Atlanta, and that was a great opportunity. So I want to do more of that. I want to raise more awareness of MS, because there's a lot of people that still have no idea what MS was. Even some of my constituents, they weren't even aware of what MS was until I educated them on what MS is. And that is the mission, because it's like some people don't know what MS is, and even if you do know what MS is, and even if you do have MS, it's like, okay, this is the diagnosis. What is going to be your response to the diagnosis? How are you going to handle the diagnosis? What are you going to do in response to it? And that's where I'm at.
And I think the fact that you're out there volunteering, I think a lot of people think, oh, I have MS, forget it. I'm just going to stay at home. I can't help. I can't contribute. You
Yeah,
know, People are out there helping in wheelchairs and with walker. Like, I have a friend who helps at in Texas at the border with, you know, and she uses a walker, like, and I know it has to be so hard for her, but she's out there doing it. She volunteers, same kind of thing, food banks and clothing and um, nonprofit work, and
yeah,
you can still contribute. Like, MS doesn't, oh, number one, it doesn't always mean that you're in a wheelchair. Doesn't
right,
always mean that, but some days you might be, some days you might not be.
yeah,
No matter what, you can still contribute. You're not, just because you have MS doesn't mean that your value is out the window. You still have value. You
exactly,
just have to use it in a different way.
right, right,
So,
absolutely.
and I think you're doing that. I highly recommend that people check out all of your content, for all your workouts. Or your workouts alone, just watching those, I'm like, and I don't watch workouts, but the fact that you're doing it and the rawness of them, it is so inspiring. It's like, Brooke, get off your chair. It's like that kind of thing.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I truly appreciate that.
Yeah.
It is a challenge some days, and some days are much more easier. I have a manual wheelchair, I have a power wheelchair, and I have a walker,
Yeah.
and um, I use all three of them. It just
Yeah.
all depends. So
But you're still out there at the food
yeah,
bank helping out.
yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I love it.
Thank you.
Absolutely love it. Okay, I'll tell you what, as we wrap up, and because it's the holiday season, I have a question for you.
Okay.
What do you think is the greatest gift that MS has given you?
The greatest gift MS has given me, um, I would say purpose.
Okay.
MS has given me purpose. It has given me a reason to live, and a reason to impact others, and a reason to change others' lives, and a reason to empower others and educate others and motivate others. And um, that alone is fulfilling. If I can positively impact someone's life and change their life, and help them to go from a diagnosis that seems like a life sentence to and a positive mindset, I'm I'm fulfilled. I'm happy. I'm happy knowing that I have helped someone else out,
That's
and
awesome.
that's
That's
my
awesome.
gift that's my gift to the world.
That's 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 incredible. I'm I'm so thrilled for you. I'm so excited for us to have had you come on today. Because I knew as soon as I started like seriously looking into your content, I was like, this guy's got it going on.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
just the whole vibe of all your content is so inspirational. And as I said, it's not just about you, it's you sharing stories of people, all different faces, all different places around the world, and their struggle and their victories at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
really the reality of MS, all kind of rolled up into one. Causso, what would you say to someone who's newly diagnosed? What would your message to them be?
Um, my message would be that this is a new chapter. It's not the end of the world. This is the beginning of a new chapter, and it may be challenging. It may be strenuous. It may be difficult to deal with and accept. I, my message would be to embrace the diagnosis and learn how to function within this new chapter, and don't give up. Don't give up. Keep fighting. Keep finding a reason to get up and to live, and um, to enjoy your life. Don't let MS hinder you from doing anything that you want to do. You may not be able to do it the exact same way, but you have to find a way that works for you, and keep going. Keep going. That's my message.
Awesome. Awesome. Causso, thank you so much for coming on today. And have a great new year. Have a
Same to
great
you.
holiday. And
Same to
thanks
you.
for coming on.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
For more information on the MS Gym, check them out at themsgym.com, on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. If you'd like to know what I've been up to lately, you can find me at brookslick.com. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode of the MS Gym podcast.